So today we're going to talk about, are you overthinking retirement? Coming up next. Hi everybody, my name is Dee Burks and this is Retirement Rescue, where we talk about how to make money, save money, and have a great retirement. Well, one of the things I encounter a lot are people who really want to retire, but they are so bogged down in the what ifs, they haven't done it yet. Retirement is a huge life change. We have talked about that so many times. It's huge, no question. And it's a little bit scary. There is a lot of things that are unknown. There are a lot of things you won't really know until you've been in retirement for a year or two. So there is no way you can plan for every scenario. But because of that, so many people are afraid to let go of that comfort zone of work, even if they hate it. Even if they hate it. The fear of not having steady income coming in or having to rely on retirement money stops them from really seriously considering retiring when they completely could. Now, of course, it's your decision on when you retire or when you don't. But a lot of people could retire way earlier than they do just because they try and overthink all these possible bad things that might happen that probably never will. And honestly, we were not meant to work our entire lives and never have the time and space to enjoy doing what we want to do. For a lot of people, that's what retirement is about. Even if you semi-retire, you are giving yourself that freedom of time to do what you want to do after years and years of being told you're going to work these hours, you're going to work these days. It's time for you to enjoy it. But some people never get there. Their fear and that anxiety keeps them from really enjoying all the benefits of retirement that they've really earned. Now let's talk about some of these what ifs. Many people worry about money. It's the number one concern. Other than health, they worry about money. But the older you get and the longer you keep working, the more likely it is your health is going to be more of an issue than your retirement money. But they kind of go together. But no matter when you retire, money is a big deal. And people are so afraid. One of the things that I always tell people, and y'all know this, is to consider semi-retiring. It's not the end of the world if you quit your job. You can go get another one. You can go get a part-time job. You can work a little bit here and a little bit there if you need extra money. You really won't know until you get to retirement what your expenses will be. While you understand maybe what's going to be coming in and you know that amount, you don't really know what's going to be going out because your lifestyle is going to be different. You're not going to be working that 9 to 5, so your expenses are going to be different. You may want to go and do things that have expenses attached to them. And, how much of that can you do? Will you do? You don't know. The issue that I really see here is not that there's unknowns. There are. It's that people get this all or nothing mindset. Oh, well, if I quit my job, that's it. I'm stuck. No, you're not. Go get another one. People do it every day. You can do it too. If you want to work part-time, you can go get a part-time job. People are begging for employees. So it's not that big a deal, but yet people put this huge weight on it. It's like, well, if I sell my house, well, what then? Well, you get another place to live. You just sell your house. People sell their houses every day. But for some reason, when it's attached to retirement, people get this very fatalistic, well, if I do one thing, oh, my life's set in stone. I can't change my mind. I can't do anything different. None of that is true. None of it. But that anxiety and that overthinking, oh, what if, maybe this, maybe that, it can absolutely keep you up at night and get you so scared of retiring that you never do. And to me, that's very, very sad. One of the best ways to get out of that overthinking mindset and that overthinking anxiety is to talk to retired people. Talk to them, ask them questions, tell them what your concerns are, and they'll tell you if they're real or not. They will tell you if this was an issue for them or not. They will tell you the good, they'll tell you the bad, and you need to know both of those. But that fatalistic all or nothing attitude is going to really inhibit your ability to move forward. Overthinking is a problem no matter who you are. It's a problem if you're a single person. It's a problem if you're a couple. But let's talk about if you're a couple. If you are a couple and you have one partner that has super high anxiety and is always overthinking, and one partner who is like, oh, it's no big deal, it'll be fine. That clash is going to come to a head when you think about retiring. It's going to be a big problem because one person is really comfortable with that sort of risk or that unknown, and the other person isn't. Retirement can be one of those times as a couple that you really have to be careful how you navigate it because every person is different. And while for you, retirement sounds like the best thing in the world, and it is in a lot of ways, your partner may see it as like the end. That's the end. The next step is death after that. And they get this really fatalistic attitude. Or maybe your partner really loves working. They don't really want to retire right now or right at this stage just because you do. This can cause so many issues just because we're all different people. But one of the best ways to navigate it, here again, is to talk it out. You've got to talk through these fears. You've got to talk through the what ifs. Are they real? Are they not? And sometimes that's very difficult to do as a couple because you don't tend to have a lot of patience if you don't agree with your partner. That is so common. It can help to get a third party, to get friends who are retired. And the thing is, this I just had a conversation with a couple where one's retired and one's not. And it's interesting because he retired 2 years ago. She's still working. She's quite a bit younger than him, which is common for a lot of couples. For the woman to be quite a bit younger than the male partner, and he retires before she does. Very, very common. Well, of course, he's loving it. He's doing a little contracting on the side. The last 2 years, it really hasn't been an issue about going places and doing things because none of us have. But I asked her when she was planning to retire. And she was immediately fearful. She's like, oh, I just can't do that. I'm 10 years away from even qualifying to retire. I don't know how I do it. What would I do with myself? I mean, a lot of those instant anxiety fears surfaced. Work is a tremendous comfort zone for so many people. Having that income, having that security, or what they perceive to be security, we all know it's really not secure with any employer these days. But it is such a comfort zone for so many people. And if you have a partner that is that way, you've got to recognize that. You've got to work through that. It's not one of those things where you could just say, oh, retirement's great, get over it. Yeah, you're going to end up divorced. That's what's going to happen. So it's important to really focus on navigating the transition to retirement together. If you are a single person, like I am, anxiety can be debilitating. It absolutely can. And you don't really have that partner to lean on. You don't have someone to really talk it out with. But it's important to find that person. Find someone who's retired. Find someone who's navigated it as a single person and talk to them about it. Talk about these anxieties. Laying in bed at night and allowing them to run circles in your head over and over and over, and all the what ifs, and oh, what if it's a disaster, and who's going to take care of me if I get sick, and all these things that are running through your head that are keeping you from making that decision aren't benefiting you. The only way to stop that is to talk about it, with someone who's already navigated it and can give you real solutions. But no matter what you do, there are going to be unknowns. And anytime you change your life, it doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, anytime you have a massive change to your life, there are going to be unknowns. I encourage everyone to give themselves 2 years. Whether you semi-retire or fully retire, Give yourself 2 years to really adjust. It's going to take you that long to figure some of these things out, to understand how you adapt to a retired lifestyle. While you can't completely eliminate anxiety about the future or about retirement, you can make solid steps forward to really get real answers, make real decisions, and allow yourself to enjoy the retirement you have earned. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.